Ladies and gentlemen, there's a powerful moment in life when someone reaches out to you. It might be a friend, a family member, a colleague, or even a stranger. And when that moment comes, you have a choice. You have the power to make a difference, to lift someone up, to help them in ways you may not even fully understand. But here's the thing. When they reach out, it's not just about you offering them something physical or financial. It's about offering your heart, your attention, your time. It's about being a person who is willing to stand in the gap for someone else when the world feels like it's closing in on them. We live in a time when everyone is facing battles, some visible, some hidden. When someone reaches out, it's not just an opportunity, it's a responsibility. What you do next can change everything for them. It can give them hope, belief, and the strength to move forward. So what can you do when they reach out? Let me share 7 key things you can do that will make all the difference. When someone reaches out to you, the first thing you must do is listen. It might seem simple, but there is power in truly hearing another person. We live in a world where everyone is busy, where everyone is running on their own agendas, and sometimes we forget how much of an impact it can make when we simply stop and listen. And if you can make a complex task even more interestingly simple in our minds, if you really stop and listen, listening isn't just about hearing words, it's about understanding the unspoken. Often, people aren't just reaching out to communicate their problems. They're reaching out to share their vulnerability. The courage it takes to open up, to admit that they need help, is enormous. When you listen, you acknowledge that courage. You show them that their voice matters, that their feelings are valid, and that their struggle is real. Listening is also an act of respect. It's giving someone your undivided attention in a world that thrives on distractions. It's putting down your phone, stepping away from the noise, and focusing entirely on the person in front of you. You don't have to have the answers, and you don't have to offer immediate solutions. Often what they need most in that moment is someone who can truly hear them, someone who won't interrupt, who won't rush them, but who will be present and patient. And in listening, there's also the power of silence. You don't have to fill every moment with words. Sometimes the most profound thing you can do is sit quietly, allowing the person the space to share at their own pace. Your silence can be a safe space for them to process their emotions, and it gives them the room to articulate what's on their heart. The act of listening builds trust. When you listen without judgment, when you truly engage, you create an environment where the person feels safe to continue opening up. It's a foundation for connection, and it's often the first step toward healing. So when someone reaches out, make sure that you listen, not just with your ears, but with your heart. Listening can be a lifeline for someone who feels like they're sinking, and you have the power to throw them that lifeline by simply being there and hearing them. Empathy is one of the most powerful ways you can support someone when they reach out to you. It's more than just understanding their feelings. It's about truly putting yourself in their shoes and connecting with their emotional experience without judgment. When someone reaches out to you, especially in a vulnerable state, they aren't just looking for advice or a quick fix. They're often seeking understanding. Empathy requires you to feel their emotions, even if you don't fully understand them. It's not about pretending to have walked the same path or experienced the same struggles. It's about recognizing the weight of their situation and responding with compassion. You don't need to have been in their exact shoes to know that pain, fear, or confusion are real and difficult to navigate. To truly show empathy, you need to set aside your own judgments and make space for someone else's feelings. Instead of rushing to fix things or offer solutions, allow the person to express themselves freely. Responding with, "I can't imagine what you're going through, but I'm here for you," is often far more powerful than telling them how to solve their problem. Sometimes people just want to feel heard. They want to know that their pain isn't dismissed or minimized. Empathy is also about making the effort to understand the unspoken. People don't always articulate everything they feel, and sometimes their words only scratch the surface of what's really going on inside. But if you pay attention to their tone, their body language, the pauses in their speech, you'll often find that there's more beneath the surface. Empathy involves picking up on those cues and offering a space where they can be honest and raw without feeling like they need to hold back. In showing empathy, you remind the other person that they are not alone in their struggle. You communicate, "I see you, I understand what you're feeling, and I'm not going anywhere. You don't have to carry this by yourself." It doesn't require perfect words or miraculous solution. It requires presence, understanding, and care. It's in those moments of empathetic connection that someone can begin to feel like the world isn't as harsh, and that there are still people who care deeply about them, even when they're struggling to see the way forward. So when someone reaches out to you, offer them empathy. Give them the gift of feeling seen and heard, no matter where they are in their journey. When someone reaches out to you, they are often at a crossroads in their life, facing uncertainty or feeling weighed down by their struggles. In those moments, encouragement is a light that can help them see beyond the immediate darkness. Encouragement doesn't just come from words, it's a reminder of their strength, their potential, and their ability to rise above whatever challenge they're facing. So if you're going to cry out to Copeland, and you're often tempted, offering encouragement isn't about sugarcoating the situation or telling them that everything will magically get better. It's about helping them believe in themselves, even when they can't see it themselves. It's about acknowledging their difficulty while also reminding them of their resilience. You've got to tap into that part of them that may be feeling defeated, and you've got to reignite that spark of hope. Sometimes people don't need elaborate advice or grand solutions. They just need to hear that they can keep going, that their effort matters, and that the strength to overcome is already within them. Simple affirmations like, "I believe in you," or "You've made it through tough times before, and I know you can do it again," can provide that boost they need to push forward. Encouragement also involves being specific. It's one thing to say, "You can do it," but it's far more impactful to highlight the strengths and qualities you've seen in them. "I've watched you handle tough situations before with grace," or "I've seen your determination in action. You've got the heart to get through this." These kinds of statements remind the person of the tangible strengths they possess, the qualities they might have forgotten or overlooked in their moment of doubt. Encouraging someone means reframing their mindset. When they are feeling stuck, they often see a mountain ahead of them. You can help them view that mountain as something that can be climbed one step at a time. Remind them that no challenge is insurmountable when broken down into smaller, manageable parts. Your encouragement serves as a gentle nudge to help them keep taking those steps, even if they don't have all the answers yet. Sometimes offering encouragement means being honest about the road ahead, too. It's not always easy, and there will be struggles along the way. But when you encourage someone, you remind them that setbacks are part of the journey. You can help them see that obstacles aren't roadblocks, they're stepping stones to growth and progress. It's about helping them embrace the process, no matter how long it takes. Offering encouragement is also about staying present with them, not just in words, but in your actions. Follow through with support. Check in with them. Let them know you are there, not just in the moment they reach out, but throughout their journey. Encouragement doesn't end after a single conversation. It's a continuous reminder that they are not walking alone. Your words and actions, when filled with genuine encouragement, can be the catalyst for someone to rediscover their strength and begin moving forward again. It's one of the simplest yet most profound ways you can impact another person's life when they need it most. In a world that's constantly rushing, where time seems to slip away faster than we can catch it, giving your time to someone is one of the most valuable things you can offer. Time is a finite resource, and when you choose to spend some of it with someone who is reaching out to you, you're giving them more than just a moment of your attention. You're showing them that they matter enough for you to pause, to prioritize them, and to invest in their well-being. Time is often something we take for granted, but for someone who is struggling, it can feel like the most precious. When you give your time, you're offering more than just physical presence. You're offering a sense of connection, a space where they can feel heard, seen, and supported. It's one thing to offer quick advice or a passing comment, but it's entirely different to sit with someone, to listen to their thoughts and their pain, and to truly be there with them in the moment. Your time allows them the space to express what they're going through without feeling rushed or dismissed. Offering your time doesn't necessarily mean sacrificing your entire day or dropping everything you're doing. Sometimes it's as simple as being present for a phone call or showing up for a quick chat over coffee. The key is your intentionality. When you take time out of your busy life to focus on someone else, it tells them that their situation is important, that they are worthy of your attention. Whether it's 5 minutes or an hour, that time can make a world of difference to someone who feels isolated or overwhelmed. In giving your time, you also help ease the burden of loneliness that many people experience when they are struggling. Sometimes all it takes is a presence. Someone to sit with them, someone who isn't judging them or trying to fix them, but someone who's simply there. That physical and emotional presence is incredibly powerful. It creates a bond that reminds them they don't have to face the world alone. Your time allows them to feel supported and less isolated in their struggle. Sometimes your time can mean the difference between a person feeling abandoned and someone feeling cared for. In those quiet moments of shared presence, real healing can begin. You don't have to offer grand gestures or endless advice. Sometimes just being there in the moment, being willing to spend time with them can have a lasting impact. Moreover, giving your time can also create opportunities for deeper conversations. When you dedicate your time, you allow for open-ended dialogue that might not have occurred in a more rushed or distracted interaction. It's in these moments that people can truly open up, explore their feelings, and start finding their own solutions. With your presence, offering them the space and the assurance. Your time doesn't just help the other person, it enriches you as well. It can deepen your relationship, strengthen your bond, and remind you of the importance of human connection. In a world that often tells us to keep moving forward, to keep achieving, to keep climbing, offering your time is a rare and precious act of kindness that speaks volumes to the people who need it the most. When someone reaches out, consider how your time, no matter how small, can be a lifeline for them. It's a reminder that in a busy, chaotic world, you can be the person who makes space for someone else to breathe, to feel, and to heal. Sometimes when someone reaches out to you, what they need most isn't words of comfort or advice, it's practical assistance. The world can feel overwhelming, especially when someone is facing a difficult situation. When the weight of daily responsibilities becomes too much to bear, offering tangible help can be the relief they didn't know they needed. Practical help can take many forms, and often it's the small, everyday actions that can make the most significant difference. Think about the times when you've struggled. Maybe you needed help with something simple, picking up groceries, running an errand, or taking care of a household chore that felt impossible with everything else on your plate. For someone who is going through a tough time, these simple tasks can feel like insurmountable obstacles. Offering to step in and handle something for them, even temporarily, can relieve a huge amount of stress and give them the mental space they need to focus on their emotional or mental health. Practical help doesn't always require grand gestures or extraordinary effort. It can be as simple as offering a ride when they need to go somewhere, picking up groceries or prescriptions, helping with childcare, or offering to watch over their home if they're going through a medical procedure or family emergency. These small acts might seem insignificant in the grand scheme of things, but for someone who is struggling, they can be incredibly impactful. They allow that person to focus on healing, problem solving, or just taking a breath without having to juggle everything at once. It's important to recognize that practical help can also involve providing resources. Maybe they need information on a service, a support group, or a professional who can help them navigate their situation. You might not have all the answers, but connecting them with the right people or resources can provide them with a pathway to the assistance they need. Helping them find the tools to take action on their own can empower them and show them that they don't have to tackle their challenges alone. In some cases, the most helpful thing you can do is simply ask, "What do you need right now?" Sometimes people don't know how to ask for help, or they feel too proud to admit they're struggling. But by offering them the chance to voice what they need, you open the door for them to receive the very practical assistance that can ease their burden. It's not about assuming what they need, but giving them the space to articulate their needs and then responding with action. Providing practical help also means being willing to get your hands dirty. It's one thing to say, "Let me know if you need anything," but it's another to follow through when they do reach out. Offering help requires action, and it's through your willingness to step in that you show true. Whether it's helping to organize their home or offering emotional support during a difficult phone call, your hands-on involvement can make a world of difference. One of the most valuable aspects of offering practical help is that it not only provides immediate relief, but also helps to restore a sense of agency to the person who is struggling. It can give them a break, allowing them to focus on their emotional health. But it also reminds them that they don't have to handle everything alone. It's a reminder that people care enough to help them in tangible ways, offering more than just empty promises, but real support in their time of need. By offering practical help, you're not just providing assistance, you're affirming that they matter. You're showing them that their struggles are acknowledged and that the little things you do can make their load light. And in a world where many feel they have to carry their burdens in silence, this kind of help can be a beacon of hope. A reminder that even in their hardest times, there are people who are ready to step in and make things a little easier. Honesty is a crucial part of being there for someone, especially when they reach out to you in a moment of vulnerability. When someone is going through a difficult time, they're often looking for someone who can offer not just sympathy, but truth. It's easy to tell people what they want to hear, to offer reassuring words that might not fully reflect the reality of a situation. But honesty, delivered with care, can provide something far more valuable. Being honest doesn't mean being harsh or blunt. It's about speaking the truth with kindness, with respect, and with an understanding of where the other person is emotionally. It's recognizing that while they may be struggling, they deserve to know what you see, whether it's pointing out a truth that could help them or simply acknowledging that the situation isn't easy. Sometimes the truth isn't comforting, but it can give someone the clarity they need to make the next step forward. For example, if someone is asking for advice about a challenging decision or a life change, it might be tempting to tell them exactly what they want to hear to make them feel better in the short term. But what if the truth is that they're not ready for that decision, or that there are consequences they haven't fully considered? While honesty might be uncomfortable, it can be the wake-up call they need. It's about helping them navigate their reality in a way that is grounded, not based on false hopes or misguided encouragement. Sometimes, honesty means gently pointing out something they may not be seeing clearly. It could be encouraging them to take responsibility for their own actions, or it could be reminding them of their own power and agency. In those moments, honesty is less about criticism and more about offering clarity, helping them see things for what they are so that they can make informed decisions moving forward. Being honest also means acknowledging that you don't have all the answers. Sometimes people reach out expecting someone to solve their problem or tell them exactly what to do. But honesty involves admitting when you don't know the answers and being okay with that. It means saying, "I'm not sure, but I'll help you find out," or "I can't solve this for you, but I'm here to support you while you figure it out." Your vulnerability and admitting your own limitations can be a powerful reminder that it's okay not to have all the answers. What matters is being there and showing up. Moreover, honesty builds trust. If you're consistently honest with someone, they will begin to trust you more deeply, knowing that you will always speak to them from a place of integrity. They'll feel that they can count on you, not just in the moments when they need encouragement, but also in the moments when the truth is hard to hear. In many cases, being truthful with someone when they're struggling is one of the most loving things you can do to establish trust one step at a time. In fact, it's not about making them feel bad or questioning their decisions. It's about ensuring they have the information and the perspective they need to move forward in a way that is healthy and true to who they are. Honesty isn't always easy, but it's often the most valuable thing you can offer someone who is reaching out for help. When you can speak the truth, even when it's uncomfortable, you help them face their situation with a clearer mind and stronger resolve. And while it might not always feel comforting in the moment, the respect you show by being honest will build a deeper, more authentic connection between you both. Standing by someone when they reach out to you is one of the most powerful acts of support you can offer. It's not just about being there in the easy times or when everything seems to be going well. Standing by someone means showing up for them when life gets hard, when they're feeling lost, when they don't know how to move forward. It means being consistent, offering them a sense of stability and assurance that no matter what happens, you're not going anywhere. When someone is struggling, whether it's with a personal crisis, an emotional breakdown, or a life transition, it's easy for them to feel isolated, like they're carrying the weight of the world alone. Often they may wonder if anyone truly cares enough to stick around when things get tough. That's where standing by them becomes so crucial. It's a declaration that no matter how dark things get, you are in this together. It's an unwavering commitment to be there, not just when they reach out, but for the long haul. Standing by someone doesn't always require grand gestures or solving their problems for them. Sometimes it's as simple as being a consistent presence, a text message to check in, a phone call to remind them they're not alone, or showing up in person when they need support are all ways to stand by them. It's about giving them the emotional space to lean on you without judgment, offering a shoulder to cry on or a safe place to vent. When people know they have someone they can count on to show up, it gives them the courage to keep going even when they feel like giving up. It's also about showing patience. Sometimes people don't want advice. They don't need you to fix their problems. What they really need is someone to hold space for their feelings, to sit with them in their pain, and to let them process things at their own pace. Standing by someone means being okay with silence, being there without rushing them through their emotions, and allowing them to navigate their own journey. You may not have all the answers, and that's okay. Just your presence can be enough to reassure them that they're not walking through their struggles alone. In the face of adversity, it's easy for people to start doubting themselves. They might question their worth or feel like they've somehow let others down. By standing by them, you remind them of their value, of their worth as a person, not because of their achievements, but simply because they are human. You help them to see that their mistakes, their failures, their moments of weakness do not define them. You stand as a reminder that their worth is inherent and that they are deserving of support and love even when they are at their lowest. Standing by someone also means being honest with them, even when the truth is hard to hear. You might not always have the answers, but you can offer guidance when necessary, remind them of their strengths, and encourage them to keep moving forward. Sometimes standing by them means helping them get back on their feet when they've fallen, offering practical help, or even just being a witness to their journey as they heal or rebuild their lives. It's the reassurance that no matter how many times they stumble, you will be there to help them rise again. It's important to remember that standing by someone isn't about doing everything for them or taking on their burdens as your own. It's about offering your presence, your emotional support, and your steady commitment to be there for them without trying to take control of the situation. It's a reminder that they don't have to face their struggles in isolation, and that there's strength in community in knowing that there's someone who has their back. In the long run, standing by someone is one of the most meaningful gifts you can give. It might not always be easy. There may be times when their journey challenges you or tests your patience. But standing by them, even in the hardest times, builds a foundation of trust, connection, and resilience that can change their life. It shows them that they are worthy of love and support, and that no matter how difficult the path ahead may be, they don't have to walk it alone. As I stand before you today, I want to remind you of something important. When someone reaches out to you, it's not just a call for help, it's an invitation. It's an invitation to be the person who makes a difference, who shows up, who listens, who stands by them no matter what. We all face tough times, and the ability to reach out and lean on others is what often carries us through. So when you're given the opportunity to support someone, take it. Listen with your heart, show empathy, offer encouragement, give your time, provide practical help, be honest, and most importantly, stand by them. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Be the person who is present, who offers their strength and love when it matters the most. You never know how much your simple act of being there can mean. You might just be the reason someone believes in themselves again, the reason they find the strength to keep going, or the reason they feel less alone in this world. In the end, when you stand by someone, you make the world a little brighter, a little kinder, and a little more connected. Thank you.